Srinika, and this is our podcast, Diabetically Speaking with SmartMove360. And this is our very special episode. It's a Warriors edition. On every Thursday, last Thursday of the month, I am inviting people who live with diabetes to speak with me and share their experience from inside out. So every other Thursday, I invite experts who can help you. But on last Thursday of the month, we have warriors. Let's go. Hello again. This is Irina Strunina. This is our podcast, Diabetically Speaking with SmartMove360 Warriors Edition. And today I have very special guest. I have a person who has already great experience having a TED Talk, participating in many podcasts, and she is only 11
Mhm.
or 12.
11.
She is very young. And her name is Srinika. And Srinika, I am happy that you found time to join me on this podcast. Hello and welcome.
Hello, I am very glad and excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I've heard your talk before. I was very impressed and I was very happy that your mentor recommended me to speak with you and invite you. So I would like to start our conversation today, our podcast, with that talk that you have, because it tells us so much about your life with diabetes. And after that, we'll have a little conversation. Is it okay?
Sure.
Absolutely. Good. Then let's go. Srinika, it's your time.
I started singing at the age of 3. I would listen to my mom sing and repeat the words and sounds of her voice. My parents entered me in a singing competition at the age of 4. I sang a song called Ratnai Kalpitamasanam. It was about our great Lord Shiva. I was ready and I was confident and very excited. But at the same time, I felt a twinge of nervousness in my heart. I I just took a deep breath and I gave it my best. I won first prize! I felt powerful. Then the time came when my power was threatened. I was just a typical 5-year-old in preschool. Singing and dancing were my passions. My baby brother had just been born, and I cooed at him at every chance I got. One day during dance practice, my head started to spin. I felt sweaty, shaky, and no amount of water could quench my thirst. My teacher noticed me looking a bit unusual, so she immediately phoned my parents. Mom and Dad took me to urgent care. All the tests began, and soon I was in the emergency room. That led to more tests, and there were a lot of tubes going in and around me. My parents were told to pack 2 days of supplies and clothes, since I would likely stay for a bit. I, of course, was very confused about what was going on. The nurses were pricking my fingers every couple of hours. Then the shots started, If I wanted to eat something, the nurses would do some calculations and give me another shot. I hated this. When I was sent home a few days later, my parents had to keep pricking my fingers and giving me shots. No way was I agreeing to this. My parents resorted to bribery. Whenever they needed to prick my finger or give me a shot, I was given a Dora the Explorer toy. I ended up with dozens of them until my parents finally explained why I had to be poked and prodded. Srinika, you have type 1 diabetes. It was life threatening if I didn't get medication throughout the day and night. My life was different than it had been. I was different than I had been. I was different from the other kids at school. T1D affected my social life. I could go to birthday parties, but I often couldn't have cake, just veggies. And sometimes I had to step out of the fun and into the bathroom to get a shot. My friends saw I was different because one of my parents was always with me to manage my food and activities. Kids like me have to wear a monitor on their arm all the time, even at school. The monitor sounds an alarm when the kid's blood sugar is out of normal range. It's challenging to maintain our blood sugars in the target range even 50% of the time. Kids like me have to embarrassingly walk out of class and into the nurse's office to be tested and injected. Some other ways T1D kids are different are low blood sugar can cause us to faint. It's happened to me twice. Sometimes when our blood sugars are low, all the times when our blood sugars are low, we have to eat something, even when we don't want to, like the middle of the night. Sometimes we don't get to eat for hours when our blood sugar is high. We hate getting shots, and sometimes they don't even work. Then what? We might try 10 different solutions. At first, we feel ashamed to share our illness with friends. We worry about what they will think of us. There are even people who make fun of our differences. Oh, here's something to know. Emotional excitement or distress can significantly tip our blood sugars on either side of the scale. One boy said that I was too stupid and dumb to be an endocrinologist. Those are the doctors who treat diabetes. I stood my ground with that kid, told him to mind his own business, and that I was perfectly capable of paving my own path. At least once a day, someone accidentally hits the monitor on my arm, and it causes pain. Besides wearing a monitor and needing to be on top of our food intake, sometimes we T1D kids have to eat lunch before or after the rest of the class at school. Some days we can't run on the playground with the others, while some days we can. T1D becomes difficult to hide. I eventually accepted a mom role, my own manager. Like the ways a mother protects her children, I learned to protect myself. And as my disease evolves, my management knowledge evolves as well. My school nurse taught me how to prick my fingers and capture the blood for testing. She also taught me how to give myself shots after calculating the amount of insulin needed each time. And my school counselor came into my classroom to teach my fellow students about ways my body didn't work to make insulin like theirs did. When I became my own manager, I accepted my differences, shared them with others, and generally took charge of my own self care. All kids with type 1 diabetes can accept the role of a mom as well. Now that type 1 diabetes is a life companion, I've learned to face it and embrace it. You can too. I've learned to speak up clearly about my needs, come out of my shell, and not be afraid to own my space. My teachers, friends, and my community members all work together to support me. And now my parents don't need to accompany me to birthday parties and other activities any longer. I put together my mom pouch. This My Own Manager pouch includes testing supplies, needles, insulin, snacks, and if I hadn't outgrown her, there would be a Dora the Explorer toy in there too. It goes with me everywhere. You can do the same. Now that well, when I accepted the mom role, I became stronger and more confident. Now, kids with type 1 diabetes can just accept the mom role anytime they want and become stronger and more confident like me. The mom role has supported me so much in getting my carefree self back. But since my diagnosis, I've given myself around 12,000 shots and still poke my fingers 5 to 6 times a day. This makes me different than most kids in my school. Nevertheless, my friends, nurses, admins, teachers, school counselors, and doctors have rallied around me to form a community that cares. According to the International Diabetes Federation, around 1.1 million children like me live with type 1 diabetes all over the world. If you're 1 million like I am, take on the mom, my own manager method, and share your differences and gifts. Build your community. And most importantly, take your power back.
Absolutely. Thank you. Srinika, you are wonderful. You are great. And I already told you I was extremely impressed with when I listened to your talk in the first time, and you just doing great promoting the healthy choices and the, choosing life as it is, the healthy, successful, rather than playing the pity party all the time. I mean, this is something that sometimes we have to do, but we don't need to sit there. You visit and you leave, right? So I listened to your story, and now you said you've got your roll back. Are you still dancing, singing?
Mhm.
What else? What other activities do you do?
I do coding, taekwondo, and violin.
Oh, wow. So you're doing all the musical and taekwondo. This is actually martial arts.
Mhm.
You have to kick, you have to push up, you do the break the board. This is all you're doing?
Yep.
Perfect. This is perfect. This is actually something that shows that doesn't matter if you have diabetes or not, you still are capable of doing all this. Participate in arts, participate in athletic activities, to be interest coding. So this is programming.
Well,
So
I code on Scratch. And yeah.
okay. Oh, wow. Wow, this is impressive. And you do the TED Talk. You helping other people to learn more and be more aware. Because I'm sure that when your nurse came to your classroom and told your classmates about what type, what is diabetes in the first place, they got to learn about it too, right?
Yes.
So I do they understand you better now?
Mhm.
What do you think? Is it important that people around you aware know that you have this diagnosis and sometimes you may need help?
Yes, I think it's extremely important for other people to know and to raise awareness because you never know what might happen. And it's always good to have people who support and protect you.
Absolutely. Yes, this is what I'm trying to say all the time. Diabetes is a team sport, right? You need to have team working with you. And as many people on a team you can have, just embrace all of them, right? So you said you have the school nurse,
Yeah.
right? Your doctor,
Hmm.
your the school counselor.
Yeah.
So
My
your parents also on the team?
yes, and my friends and admins, and
This
also
is perfect. Yes. So you said in the beginning you was shy and didn't tell anyone. Do
yes,
you feel more supported now, more confident now when some people know?
definitely. Like I used to think, like I used to worry about what other people might say about me and if they wouldn't want to be my friend if I told them I had diabetes. So I kind of withdrew into the shell that
Uh-huh.
felt was protecting me, but um, I realized with some help that it's best to tell and not care about what other people think of you. Just to
Hmm.
pick up all the positive stuff because it's what makes life really happy.
Definitely. Well, if you have to worry all the time about the secret, this is so much pressure to keep your mouth shut and at certain moment just stop talking so you don't spill the secret when you freely can count on your friends that they understand, count on your support people that they will help if they need to. This is so much easier and happier life now, right?
Yes.
Excellent. I am so glad. I am so glad that we're talking about it because I've heard so many times from adults in our Facebook group, the Facebook group called Diabetes 101 for Beginners. And a lot of adults, when they first receive this diagnosis, they go through the same like you had. They are afraid to share this information with others. They are afraid that others may not become their friends. They are afraid that the relationships may break, so they hide it. And I know that some people still hiding it, but many of them actually had found that once they share this information with someone, not necessarily to put announcement on a Facebook that I have diabetes, but few people in their life, they actually becoming their support system and their protective people who are taking care of them and helping when it's needed, right?
Hmm.
You said you have friends who are helping you, so I'm glad that you keeping it an open conversation with your friends as well.
Hmm. Yeah, they.
Well, Srinika,
Um,
say
sorry, go on.
keep talking.
Okay,
No,
so
no, no, you go.
really happy that my friends support me because in the beginning I was also worried that I might lose my friends because of
Yes.
these. But the complete opposite of that happened. I got more friends and
Mm.
more open to people.
And with that, you also learn how important you are for other people. They are willing to go and do more for you to keep you in their circle, to keep you as their friend. So this is actually a great point that you brought up. We never know how people feel about us,
Mhm.
And in a difficult time, in a challenging times, the real friends will show up and they will step up and will be willing to help and will be offering support. So this is great point. Thank you.
Mhm. Good.
Yes. So Srinika, I am happy again that you was able to find this time and speak with me today. I would like to right now do a little announcement so people who are listening to us will hear what other events are happening in our Facebook group. And then we'll come back and we'll say hellos. I wanted to say everyone that if you know parents or kids who have type 1 diabetes, please share with them this episode. Share with them this recording because I know how challenging it is for kids, but it's also challenging for parents. And they are very nervous how they will be managing this situation in their families. So please share this information. And if you need more information, reach out to me and I will do my best to connect you maybe with Srinika or her parents. Or, and I also have some other people who have kids with type 1 diabetes who also can share their experiences. So, very important. Don't hide it, don't keep it to yourself. Collect information, connect with people who know it and who live it. And this is all can be a happy life for everyone, right? Okay, announcements, and then we will come back for the uh, parting waves. Okay. So first, we are back. We are back. Connection is restored, and I am making announcements about events in our Facebook group. So, first of all, on Mondays, we have Motivational Mondays with Monica Henderson. This is a little few minutes show where she is talking about importance of staying motivated and continuing doing what we need to do in order to be successful and healthy. On Tuesdays, we have Telenurse Tuesday event where our registered nurses go online and answer your questions that you post in the group during the day. Every other Wednesday, we have support group meetings where fellow group members and some healthcare professionals got to get together and we are chatting, exchanging our successes, share our concerns, asking questions, finding the answers. So don't miss this opportunity to get some support from support group members. Of course, on Thursdays, we have our Diabetically Speaking with SmartMove360 podcast. At 4 p.m., we go live into our Facebook group and several other channels. And we are talking everything about diabetes with healthcare experts. And also, last Thursday of the month, we invite diabetic warriors, people who live with diabetes. On Fridays, we have Fitness Fridays with Trevor Brown, where Trevor goes online and talks about different ways how you can keep your body moving, different exercises, how to prevent injuries, what kind of nutrition can help. This is all what Trevor does. A very important announcement. On June 29th, Saturday, we will go and do our 14th Diabetic Healthcare Expo. Again, 6 sessions where healthcare providers coming together and talking about life with diabetes, what we need to remember about, what we need to do to stay healthy and stay improve our health condition. This is the important announcement about this because also in the middle, during the lunch, we have lunch and learn, and our chef is coming and showing one or two dishes that you can cook that are diabetically friendly and easy to make. So that is the end of our show today. Again, Srinika, thank you very much for coming here and being with us and giving your wonderful talk that is teaching not only kids but adults as well how to be resilient, how to be mom, right?
Yes,
And what it is again, mom is
it's called the mom method, my own manager.
my own manager, mom method. So everybody can apply it to their life and take charge of all activities and take control over your diagnosis. Again, thank you very much for participating. Thank you very much for being part of it. I am honored that you decided to join me here. And with that, we finish up. Goodbye, everybody, and we will see you next week.